Johannes Haile-Selassie is a rock star in paleoanthropology. National Geographic. Dr. Haile-Selassie is curator and head of physical anthropology at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. Continuing, Haile-Selassie is principal investigator of an active fieldwork project in Ethiopia, the Waranse Mille Paleontological Project. Continuing, as a member of the Middle Awash Project 1993 to 2007, Haile-Selassie has co-discovered some of the most important hominid fossils known to science. Haile-Selassie has worked closely with his friends Donald Johanson and Tim White on their magnificent discoveries over the years, including various Australopithecines and Ardipithecines. Haile-Selassie is credited as the sole discoverer of Ardipithecus kadaba in 1997. Walking about the Awash, not far from where Lucy was found, he stumbled upon a skull cap peeking out of the sediments. Kadanuumuu. An additional fossil was uncovered by Haile-Selassie and his team in 2010 that has perplexed paleoanthropologists over the years: Australopithecus Kadanuumuu. When the research team discovered the fossils, they gave it a nickname, Kadanuumuu, which means big man in Afar. No scientific name has yet been given to the fossils. NSF.gov 2010. Renowned Ethiopian fossil hunter Alemayehu Asfa found the first element of Kadanuumuu in February 2005 at Korsi Dora, about 210 miles northeast of the Ethiopian capital of Addis Ababa. The specimen was exposed on the surface. From Science 20, Kadanuumuu, relative of Lucy, found 2010. The specimens were found in the Waranse Mille area of Ethiopia's Afar region by a team led by first author Dr. Johannes Haile-Selassie. Continuing, the partial skeleton was excavated over 5 years after the discovery of a fragment of the lower arm bone in 2005. Characteristics of Kadanuumuu. Science 20 continuing. This individual was fully bipedal and had the ability to walk almost like modern humans, said Haile-Selassie. The length of the femur bones in relation to the pelvis indicated that the individual stood between 5 to 5.5 feet tall. In comparison, Lucy stood at about 3.5 feet. National Geographic, KSD-VP-1. As a whole, its anatomy was well adapted to upright walking on the ground. Still capable of climbing trees, it appears to have been more at home on the ground. Further evidence of bipedalism. NSF.gov. Haile-Selassie Kadanuumuu appears to be in good agreement with fossilized footprints dated to about 3.6 million years ago and discovered in Laetoli. Continuing, in Tanzania in eastern Africa, the footprints show that early human ancestors habitually walked upright. Recall from previous videos on this channel, the famous Laetoli footprints were discovered by accident during an elephant dung tossing contest by interns on Mary Leakey's team in 1976. Phylogenetic classification. The original 2015 paper announced the specimen as a partial skeleton of Australopithecus afarensis, KSD VP1. However, Kadanuumuu exhibits unique traits that cast doubt on this classification. Famed paleoanatomist Kent State Professor Owen Lovejoy refers to Kadanuumuu as a quote-unquote template specimen, largely due to its enormous size compared to existing Australopithecus afarensis specimens. In his 2015 paper, Lovejoy outlined specifically how Lucy's species was only moderately dimorphic, males bigger than females. He states that Kadanuumuu would be way out of the norm for sexual dimorphism if it was included in Australopithecus afarensis. Clarification. Lovejoy posits that including Kadanuumuu in Australopithecus afarensis would be highly unusual due to its significant size difference. Professor Lovejoy's interpretation strongly hints that KSD-VP-1 might be a separate species. For his part, Professor Haile-Selassie has simply taken the attitude, we need more bones. Some paleoanthropologists are designating Kadanuumuu as a subspecies or side branch of Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis. Other paleoanthropologists, such as Charlie Vela, are now calling the species Australopithecus Kadanuumuu. Notably, no cranium has yet been uncovered for Kadanuumuu. John Hawkes highlights this rare occurrence, a hominid with numerous postcranial bones but no cranium. Typically, it's the other way around, a cranium with no skeleton. Or have craniums already been found? Late surviving Australopithecus? There are 30 curious specimens sitting in a vault in Belgium that could represent late surviving Australopithecus Kadanuumuu. Among the 30 skulls, one in particular is said to exhibit a distinct cranial ridge, reminiscent of Paranthropus boisei. This would be similar to Lucy's cousin from the Paranthropines and to modern gorillas. Due to political disputes between various African nations and the former colonial Belgian government, the skulls are inaccessible to scientists and other researchers. The Belgians could be concerned about relinquishing the skulls from their collection to the Africans over ongoing civil wars and strife within the various Central African countries. Rebel troops known as the M23, based in the eastern Congo, have been threatening the capital city of Kinshasa. Additionally, numerous instances have surfaced over the years of corrupt African politicians selling precious artifacts, including ancient fossils, to private collectors. Kadanuumuu to Bili Ape. In a future video, we will explore compelling morphological evidence suggesting that what has been considered an isolated subspecies of chimpanzee might in fact be a modern Australopithecus Kadanuumuu. There were numerous sightings of these mystery apes in the 1930s, all the way up to as late as the early 2000s. Time magazine 2006, quote, "It was huge," end quote, says Ron Pointier, a missionary pilot. Quote, "It was black. I saw it again just before it went into the forest. It was an ape and a big one," end quote. In 2006, two teams embarked on expeditions to search for the mystery ape, one of which was led by a young female explorer. They gathered substantial evidence, including nestings and fecal matter. They also conducted extensive interviews with local villagers about the Bili Ape sightings. Regrettably, in the ensuing years, follow-up expeditions were unable to find any further evidence. Unfortunately, the famed Bili Ape could now be extinct. Various science and wildlife media have reported that poachers and bandits have decimated the species and are now threatening the remaining eastern chimpanzee subspecies. While the future of the Bili Ape, or Kadanuumuu, remains uncertain, our exploration continues. Stay tuned for more insights and discoveries. Thank you for watching, and a special shout out to our co-editor Martha Christina and to all others here on this channel who have helped with the production of this video. We'll see you soon.